This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
G'day, Shaun McManus here. On February 24, I'm doing my first ever solo swim in this year's Rotto swim. It's a 19.7k open water swim from Cop Beach to Rottnest Island. That's, of course, if you go on a straight line. This is my road to Rottnest. Well, the final push is happening. Rotto is taking place, which is the first swim that I will do. That'll be a long-distance one. We brought in the super coach, Coach Ceinwen, to... give us a last-minute rev up. Kiney, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, and I'm really excited. Like, this is the Christmas Eve, so to speak, and it's where everyone's tapered this week. They're rested. It's an exciting week, but everyone's as nervous as hell, and the anxieties and the fears and the doubts are all coming out. So, there's lots of mixed emotions out there this morning, but this is where it all builds and comes together.
Yeah, you've been getting together with a lot of people all week and geeing people up, and you wrote us all individual letters, which is amazing, to make sure that we're switched on and focused. Before we talk about that side of things, you're doing all this, but you're swimming yourself. So when do you focus on yourself?
Yeah, I haven't really had time to do that, but I think my brain and my body is quite used to doing this now. I'm lucky that I'm in that kind of frame of mind, and I actually draw a lot of energy of helping other people and getting them out of that fear and turning the fear around into excitement. And that kind of spurs me on. And, I just love the morning and I love being on the beach. And when I actually get on the water, that's actually when I have time to just process everything and think about everything and go, okay, here we are again. It's me in my own head now. I don't have to look after 55 other people, who are doing this. So I love it, and it's kind of like my meditation when I'm out there.
When you go on the start line and just doing the smaller ocean swims that we've done this year in particular, you can't help it. Your heart rate gets higher. You get nervous, and you're not out to win. You're just out to just get around and do it for training, which we were doing. Does that still get you going at the start?
Yeah, 100%. And as you say, like it's kind of a fight or flight response coming in, and the heart rate goes up, and then you go and there's legs and splashing and water and kicking, and your heart rate gets up even high. And that's why we do a lot of training in that situation, like, how I clump you up together and say, go off together. Yeah. Because it does kind of bring on a lot of anxiety and panic, and it's important to know how to just bubble, breathe, calm yourself down. This isn't a 50-metre Olympic sprint. And just bring it all back to the basics.
So when you're out there and you've swum through the first K, do you start feeling more and more comfortable, do you, personally?
Totally. That first K, it's a bit nerve-wracking because you've got to find your paddler, you've got to find your boat. People think, oh, my God, I'm lost, I can't find my paddler. This is all turned to shit. It's all over. It's ruined, which is ridiculous. Like, it's a 20-kilometre, 5, 6, 7 hour swim. So it's really nice once you've connected with your paddler and your boat. Then you're like, right, game on. Let's focus on the first food stop in 30 minutes,
We had one of the Bondi Lifesavers in Harrison just yesterday as well. And we're chatting to him and he goes, I love it when it's choppy because it cuts back the pool swimmers that are faster than me. So he was looking at the conditions in a totally different way, which I saw it, because you look at the conditions tomorrow and what it says is it's going to be a tough day, right? And you think, oh, shit. But he was completely looking at it in a different way. So how do you look at it?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Like, if you want an easy swim, go and swim 20 kilometres in a pool. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is about the challenge and navigating through the waves and the swell and the challenges, that the ocean, the real ocean, brings to you. And I find when you're doing a flat swim, it actually kind of gets a little bit boring, and all you have to think about is your niggles or boredom or overthink things. But when it's challenging and rough, every stroke, every hand entry, every breath, you've got to really concentrate and think of. And I just find it exciting. Like, this is crazy, wild shit. Like, I'm out in the elements. You don't do this every day in life. Like, it's, you got to think, what a privilege that I'm doing this crazy shit out in the ocean, surrounded by my friends and all my teammates. I'm putting myself out there and I'm living life to the max.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
So this week, as I was saying, getting back to the team, and you've been talking to the team, what have you been your key messages?
Yeah, so obviously everyone's looking at sea breeze and willy weather every 2 minutes and it's freaking everyone out. And, and they're all going, oh, you can't focus on, I'm not going to get a best time. I'm not going to get 5 hours. I'm not going to make it. You got to think, I've done the training. Like our swim squad, we are prepared. We have prepared for the worst. We've gone through Hell Week. We've gone through long Ks, doing 10 Ks in the pool and then backing it up with 10 Ks the next day.
Yep.
You guys have got to stand on that beach and look around and go, do you know what? I've got this. My squad has a 100% success rate of getting everyone across there. So have the confidence that my body can do it. And then in your brain, in your mind, just be calm and confident and brave and show myself and show everyone else what I can do and what adventure lies ahead. And the stories that I'm going to have for the rest of my life at the other end, at the pub, to my grandkids, to my family, I did it in that year 2024 and there was a cyclone and, what a better story than, I swam in a, 20 knot easterly and it was wicked and I did 5 hours. Do you know what I mean? It's so much more rewarding and such a bigger accomplishment to have a tough experience like that.
Well, you swam over to Rotto a number of times with Dean Kearns and we were speaking to him, and one of the things he brought up, which you concentrate on yourself, right, a lot of the time. So he was saying you're thinking about yourself and you cross the line, but what about the people who haven't done the hard yards or aren't as good as athletes or swimmers as you, and you're in the pub having a good old time and they're coming in after 9-10 hours of just hell, 100%. Absolute superstars, and if they can do it, why can't you? I know. Why can't you get through?
They are the real champions of the channel. There's a lady, Bet Craig, doing it. I think, sorry, Bet, if you're listening, but I think she's 75. So she's going to be the oldest lady. There's swimming for 9 or 10 hours is a long time to be battling. That is way hard. I'd love to see some of these faster young guns.
Yep.
I'd love to see them after 10 hours of swimming. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I reckon they'd be broken down in tears. It just shows such a true strength of character to be in there battling. You're weaker, you're slower, and they're starting later. They start the slower ones off later. So you've got the worst weather as well. In Perth, the weather usually gets worse as it goes along. So not only they're in for longer, they get the worst weather. So I really hope everyone gets down to the finish line and cheers these guys on at 4:30, 5 o'clock.
I've done obviously with teams and I'm looking forward because we've got the Port to Cut pub in only 3 weeks' time as well. So the teams is always mint fun. We have such a great time. What's the feeling like when you've done it individually? And do you think of anything when you're just getting into that last, 700 metres where it's just you by yourself?
Oh, it's the best feeling. It's like, this is it. I'm home, free. The water's clearer. You can see the sand. It's really like, I've done it, thank God. It's like a sense of release and relaxation, and you start to hear music and people and seagulls, and you're like, this is it. This is what all this training has come to. It's over. I've done it. Let's go get a beer. It's just the best feeling. And that's the kind of thing that you need to harness when you're in the hurt locker at 15, 16 Ks going, fuck this, I can't do it. This is hell. Why am I doing it? Really questioning yourself. You got to bag that up and throw it out the window and focus on that feeling in the last 700 metres. And just I encourage the solo guys just to stop for 2 minutes and look around and look at that view of Rottnest Island and go, I've just swum there. And when you leave Cottesloe in the morning as well and you found your boat, and just turn around and look at the sun rising over the tea rooms, and just take a moment to actually understand the privilege and the honour that you have to be able and healthy and live in a place to be able to do something like this.
That's a big one, isn't it? That's another thing you never think of, being able and healthy, because there's so many people we come across in our lives would go, you know what, if I had the opportunity again, I would live life to the max.
Totally. And you never know what's around the corner.
No.
You never know this time next week what news you could get or what could happen to you. So, you really got to take these adventures and these opportunities on and just give it your best.
What's your preparation like now? We only got 24 hours away. We're less than that, actually. So how do you go about your day, eating,
Yep.
tonight?
So this morning we've had a beautiful swim, so I've kind of cleared my head and got in the salt. I'm going to go do my food shop now and prepare all of my feeds. I've got a feed plan. It's laminated. I've got all of the team, all of my crew, got all of their drinks and their feeds, so that's all sorted. Pack it all up, and I hope to be done by kind of 1 or 2 o'clock, so I can just actually lie down, do some stretches, watch a movie, eat, rest the body, and try and have an early night.
Yep. And tomorrow morning, do you eat anything particular on swim days?
Yep, I always have my 2 pieces of toast with bananas and honey and my coffee and lots of water as I'm heading down there. So that's just my routine, and yeah, it's kind of natural for my body now. And that's another thing I've been training you guys.
Yep.
You've got to train your stomach, to be eating. We're always told not to eat before you swim, but you've got to eat before you swim. So you guys have trained, loading up your stomach before you swim and eating and swimming at the same time.
Oh, it's going to be a hell of a day tomorrow, Connie. I'm so nervous. I'm so excited at the same time, and I couldn't have done it without you. So look forward to sharing many beers at the pub tonight.
Yeah,
Or
tomorrow
tomorrow.
night, not
Tomorrow.
tonight, mate. Settle down. And I just, as I said in my message to you, I'm just so proud of how you've taken this journey on, and, you're such a great athlete mentally and physically, but, you've done the training, you've done what I've said, you haven't complained, and you're going to have a great day out there. I promise you. You're going to love it and have lots of banter with your teammates and your paddlers, and enjoy it.
Oh, good on you, Connie. Thank you.
Thanks. Good luck.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.